she noticed her husband becoming more perfunctory, even deliberately turning his back while working. Xiaomei immediately burst into tears, heartbroken. But since her husband was still nearby, Xiaomei had to hold back her sobs. After all, she had no income and still relied on him for support. Just like that, another 3 years passed in a flash. Every day, Xiaomei still took great care to dress herself up, hoping her husband would return to how he was at the beginning. But unexpectedly, after that, her husband came to the room less and less often. No matter how loudly she called, not a single person showed up. At this point, Xiaomei finally couldn't take it anymore. She could no longer endure such a stifling life, so she started thinking of ways to escape. However, after spending 3 years on the shelf, she had lost all sense of reality. The shelf was originally only 2 meters high, but when Xiaomei looked down, it seemed over 30 meters tall in her eyes. The height beneath her feet felt like a cliff, and for a moment, Xiaomei didn't dare to jump down easily. However, after a struggle within herself, Xiaomei still managed to jump down successfully. Although the jump left her quite battered, the good thing was that Xiaomei had finally escaped her captivity and could now walk out into the world and play freely. After that, she sneaked onto a car, hitching a ride to leave the cage she had been trapped in for 3 years. Everything around her felt completely new and fresh. Passers-by who saw this scene all cast strange looks at her. Soon, Xiaomei arrived at the seaside, and without any hesitation, she rushed right in. The moment she touched the seawater, Xiaomei felt the breath of freedom, as if she had been reborn. Unexpectedly, a wave suddenly crashed into her, and Xiaomei, who hadn't found her footing, was jolted awake on the spot. Soaked with seawater, she shivered from the cold. After coming ashore, she wanted to borrow a towel from a passerby, but was instead looked at as if she were a fool. Helpless, Xiaomei could only walk awkwardly down the street. On the way, she passed by a beauty store. The familiar scent drew her inside, where she used the cosmetics to freshen up. In no time, she transformed back into her glamorous self. Another year quickly passed. A large cosmetics store became incredibly popular, and the owner was none other than Xiaomei. At that moment, she was sitting on that familiar shelf, continuing her work every day with a smile.